Hama say, they see wo gold mafia on pese besibium. Okay, gold mafia. Alistair, dear Mr. S. Alistair, okay, gold mafia. Nana the Danko Kufu the castle control letter Al Jazeera. Now on gold smuggling in the Diabemuno on Tiasia, go see saying Ekufuado ya crom 4.
Emobibiajo eba apaska 1GH. Na bidin ede KT. Kevin Taylor is back. Kevin Taylor is back. Asaba bium. Na and some of the ashes no. It's a winnie. We was a one cast out 2 was na uti Kevin Taylor video no. Na obisa NPP for what she me say. Now when you big gidi say good board aboka edinti yenye den. Obisa afenyo marking. Ene sa ankofu bi na omukoye press conference say sami ye mfia boka good board aboka no. Ti bisa say an okay Ghana fui good board aboka nti yenye den. We dey men twintwan so kwa men kasa bebre no mo nyina yenko tie Kevin Taylor ensema ode tu dwa efa NPP party no ene afi nsu kampo strong one ode ma afi nyoma ken ensema okaka fa afi nyoma ken kampo di say ese weni ensa ka kire mo yenti ne mra ye ba it is me beto aso.
Now ni nyina na say NPP for episode force scandal at the share gold board kum led by Afenyo Markin, the pedophile protector. Now, we are Ghanaian. Sometimes you ask yourself, say, gold board, you introduce here. Ghana buying through John Mahama buying Edibaye. Gold board, no. DNTina, NDC buying buy almost all the BBF gold board ever. We need to start from the back. We will understand what is happening today. Now, Auditor General, I audit a gold board. Auditor General, I audit gold board. We who discrepancies be. The Auditor General's report did not point to anywhere that Sami Jemfi's gold board, NDC gold board of the buyer, no, Omo Wiesika, and Omo Boka Eguo. The Auditor General of Ghana, or no, ena eba Ghana sika samu hwehwemu. Ono na yede ahye nsa constitution ama ne tumi say bebia eye aban institution no wo ho kwan say obeden obehwehwe omo nkratam omo sika samon na Auditor General no eye sa adwuma no Sami Jemfi gold board etam krata bia Auditor General ehia as we sit here the Auditor General bia na so or say charges gold board because obusa nkrata bia ne nsanka. Nobody from any institution that has been mandated to audit a gold board and can say na ya pese a gold board ya pese a audit on kratemu ya hwem sikase oman pene. In fact, the Auditor General are confirmed say enkrata bi omubusa ye bia every gold board omon sakaye. At the end of the audit, they didn't find any losses at gold board a year. Omujuma dienti omaboka egu Ghana so a was a Ghana for obitina bi because gold board aboka egu Ghana so. Now the question here is, gold board no, omujuma dieni saying, identity gold board. DNA Majo Mahama Banka say, or say ABB for the gold board. And the kudenti cocoa board. Then you say, na cocoa board, anyhow. A bite nasi who say, a Ghana, ye good year bakwa, sebio, a boyama or man etumpong, a basika semutu to yum, send ye bit my tongue, any sika, na ye cocoa. Abana at the point we would say cocoa no yenu anum bi etwa and I say omutwa cocoa no e koton wa monane ye gasa monane a Ivory Coast Togo de inkura ebenye entina cocoa na yedua ne Ghana na ehon fa sopa na enya ne enya entaban transika say obeti institution be friend go cocoa board eno na be hwe so e make sure say Ghana ni bia ntumi wia cocoa enko Ivory Coast enko ton na yani Ghana for make adwem na Ivory Coast ni bia no obetumi wia cocoa so da ba Ghana na sebio say cocoa no e wo ho a na yehu anoto enti the main reason the cocoa board buy say e be protect your cocoa ye benya hu sika enye bi e de ahwe kuafo enye bi de aye kwan enye bi e de akwan enye bi e de ama scholarship. So the basic thing was to protect cocoa na eno so ye goodie da home. For a long time, cocoa board aso Ghana sene. when it comes to your sika sam, your budget be a baby, not your cocoa board sika a shim, a man to be gina, a ba, ya kabia ye church and a brocha, not cocoa board buy, no, yet to be cocoa yamfa so the triaka, into a bayer something, not a bed say a part of us. Yen to me and chichere without making sure the cocoa board, ni sika sam, and to ye, and the benyo cocoa board, ni jana naso. Into that was the idea. Now for a long time, gold na yede boy ho samra hene e Africa ni wiase nyina no ye be hu say ye gold dodo a ye tu no Ghana no na nipa bebre Ghana omfa ekwanpa entu gold no. Secondly, ye be hu say nipa bi abawura Ghana ye gold no omutu no kwan bone so e na side gold no e dwane kwa abruchiri koton. Second, that means ni enya ho mfaso. Thirdly, ye said ye nimra bia ebetumi ama gold na abedi ensem ye ni ankasa ye betuma fa kwan paso ato na ye siesie na ya tona monone na sika na sa begu ensem na ye di bi adane dollar edi egu ye nchi as reserves na ye nibi inti eno so ka ho e na aban ka se dabi ye behia bibia ye friend gold board inti gold board juma de ni nyina ne se eba abebo ye gudi a nipa bi area ye gudia Chinese for India for Lebanese for abesha Ghana no money ni pebi te se chairman untumi bawomia NPP for AD in sawoso area ye fa ye gudia na eko inti John Mahama ka se o se otwaso mo kai se NPP what power ye be a friend gold for oil buy if you say drum pempenso bi na Ghana said de benya fango e de Ghana for atono e for ama ye nyina ho atoto ne ye bi ena NPP for we ya ntwam we ebeka kire say ba wo mia so de ade bia be friend gold for oil na Ghana gold no omutu a chema wontumu tu no kwan bone so omu ne galamsey for come tribom no mutu no kwan bone so a omu betumi de ama a third party an intermediary a friend no edien Alpha Stream na wo de akọ Dubai akoton owia na ono sa Alpha Stream na to petrol de abreye Abranka ye gold no ye betuma tam de akọ world market so New York stock market and I said the UK near town officially na ya day ye de aba beto fan gold de aba no omo ka se da bi omo wo broni bi Arab ni bi ono na betam gold no de akọ ye tena krom ha Mahmoud Bawumia NPP ntwambo e ka kire se gold for oil no ene de be ma fan gold boaye fo e wo Ghana ye jiminti ye ka se yo ena Bawumia ni group e start say omo tu ye nsase Omoma India for Lebanese for Baya, Omo the excavators begu Ghana chairman untumi na abo captain's band. Rekuduka, Gabimo, and an almost sensase. And could you gold for oil? Mahmoud Bawumia NPP for Antumi anko ton gold no amanone proper na say na gold do na eba gold for oil no na illegal gold. Inti abrofo no so ahye bi Saudi gold baba aya abruchire America beton ama dollar ma odi akokuru akoto fango a e wo se gold no ye free be traceability. You need to be able to trace the gold. Baby a utu no sebio e yankwara na tu ye e mercury bi na odi asase no e galamsey achema untumi entina ba omia untumi nya saa because na e galamsey zikanti omo cut out America UK market near better no and omo fa Alpha Stream so on fa kuti kwan so nkoton illegal gold na chema wuntuni NPP for tu no na on santo petro efum famra. They were trying to evade, they were trying to move around or go around the legitimate way because people say Ghana and UK are fine, and America are fine. I didn't know you go there per se, you tofango, young fango ton America, near tofango famba, and so by we can say that Alpha Stream no enfanko Dubai because abrochire no America for the UK for me say gold no tu no wen embra ben na de bon ban ma utumi tu gold no ubetuma kire be gold dey free no munye ready some answer that question because na kire ma untumi or ye galamsey campaign sa time no na ketijemfu a etu na omo Chinese for ka omutuma boani and almost sense as wo Ghana Frimpong Boateng na oyɛ sector minister ɔhwɛ sɛnea yɛtu egudie ni asase ɔkyerɛ krata kɔma Akufo-Addo sɛ nana yɛne nkɔfoɔ na ɛsɛe at a point party hia sika yɛteyɛ ɔmo ka kyerɛ Frimpong Boateng sɛ wabɔ dam Akufo-Addo de krata ahyehyɛ ne to ɛkɔtena menhyia ka kyerɛ otumfoɔ m sɛ ɔmo yɛ nkwara na bibie ni hɔ yɛtena kurom ha me kyerɛw baby a gold board de ma John Mahama nya nyansa ɛne NDC forecast sɛ amegye mfi nkɔda no me kyerɛw wɔkyi sɛ na bɛyɛ kwasie bi bɛtena TikTok kwasie bi bɛtena Facebook sɛ gold board abɔka wɔ so wɔnim yɛ hare me kyerɛkyerɛ mu medwudwam me yɛ ne simple na Ghana fo na nsɛm na bana amanfo bi twantro mo bɛte nyoma na se Enti didim te se menhia dondon. Didim ade se menhia dondon ena NDC ba power ena John Mahama say they see wo gold mafia on pese besi biem. Okay, gold mafia. Alistair dear Mr. S. Alistair, okay, gold mafia. Nana de Nanko Kufu the castle control letter Al Jazeera. Now on gold smuggling in the Diabemuno on Tiasia Ekosi saying Ekufuado ya crom 4.
Otanso to no mu ase akire mu kwani a IMF4 efa so eka say Sami Gemfi ne mu enye ka no abo enye ka mi se minim se NPP4 ye mo nsi da nsua de o se senyo se wo disika hye bibi mu no enye ka bono no eye cost uhia bibi uhia sika bi se wo de be hye sika bi ade bi mu ana se wo de be hye dwadi bi mu na nyankopɔ ya dom na se wo sate se wo di dwa na sika na sa ba back amount eno ena IMF4 eka ho asem a NPP4 so ye buo ye se Sami Gemfi aboka se Sami Gemfi aboka de na mo fa report e chese na se document e chese Sami Gemfi aboka mo fa mra so a explanation na den momenti kabintela ekwan fa so school avenue ma kene no ngofo no ese wani ense o ka kire ne bo mi nsem ma no odi made ankasa we na vim lady to bia na o na kitchen blogger na den adwumafo na wo vim lady sansem we obetimi akirim the kind of journalism na kabintela ye no wo obetimi ayebi momenti kabintela eno na da ho no we besie guveni mo gwase poto we Ghana for no ni ti nim de koso se Sami Gemfi boboka na oman ni se na betie dia ane ye pensa se Sami Gemfi boboka gold board boboka na ye be yi akwan gold board boboka na ye be si hospitals gold board boboka na ye be si markets kise gold board boboka ema petro bo aba form gold board boboka ema diesel bo aba form gold board boboka ema dollar bo awo form a ye pensa yen safa tumi ma wona mo ba de na be gold board aboka ntino yenye den se ba gold se pa se ye mo ba power ko tu amena to ho de ene ke ma eni satana power no gold board aboka otan to no mu ase akire mu kwani a IMF4 efa so eka say Sami Gemfi ne mu enye ka no abo enye ka mi se minim se NPP4 ye mo nsi da nsua de o se senyo se wo disika hye bibi mu no enye ka bono no eye cost uhia bibi uhia sika bi se wo de be hye sika bi ade bi mu ena IMF4 eka ho asem a NPP4 so ye buo ye se Sami Gemfi aboka se Sami Gemfi aboka de na mo fa report e chese na se document e chese Sami Gemfi aboka mo fa mra so a explanation na den
Ghana pa ehini enye sika free. John Mahama ba power, NPP ba NDC ba power. Busa ho say na John Mahama aban wo munye sika free na mo chichire man no. Ende ye kwan obi bia Kumasi Accra Express Road, ye see hospitals, ye electrification. Busa ho say omunye sika way because we all know say right now the cocoa sector they are now doing reforms to get it back on its feet. Inti enye sika way. It is gold board. And then the NPP cannot stand because Mahamudu Bawumia cannot make any statement. Because the question will be simple. The gold board that was introduced by the NDC is savvy or minor. He has nothing to say because he was given the opportunity. He connived with the criminals. They stole our money through gold for oil. But this is a situation the government comes, a president comes, puts together gold board, and our economy is now sustainable. The question here is, who are Ghana now? Busa, I want to say this free. In Ghana, GRA. GRA. From GRA, how many people pay taxes in Ghana? 6 in 10 businesses fail to properly account for VAT. So we 10 companies in Ghana, 6 businesses. Omuntimimpo enka se VAT we ye VAT sikani nie ye bede ye diskani ma no. Sikani free. Most of us, our businesses don't pay taxes. Into the sudden change, our economy will grow, our ejumeba, our sikana jana nasono. But I was saying it is the introduction of the gold board. The amount of money pumping into the system through buying gold for Bank of Ghana. Into men, you say. Sikabi magically free baby bow. It is the inception of gold board. The way diligently they are doing the job, buying the gold, protecting the gold, guiding us, making sure they protect our environment, stop illegal air smuggling, and when they are bedruha into the NPP, they have take notice. Omunim say, so we can try to Sami Jemfiso, be creating pressure be Sami Jemfia Boka. No. The gold board is saving you and I. We are businessman. Nende, utu quite 3 weeks now, but it is because of the introduction of gold board helping the Bank of Ghana to do what? To get money for us to get dollar to protect our economy. Realistically, 10 out of 10 business, 6 out of 10 businesses in Ghana, if you have a country where 6 in 10 businesses, how can you build a road? How can you build a school? How can you do all that you are doing? Keep the lights on. It is because the gold board is making a difference. Oma tenase. The omo yene deliberate. Omo said that 1992. Kanembe no kre chatro jandam. It's not working. Now, may go back to the gold board matter. Now, if yanko eyiniso, the issue itself. Yes, Sami Jemfi. Gold board naboka. Now let me tell you something. When it comes to taking decisions to save a nation's economy, say who ufie, na say ope say ufie no, say be to me keeping up. There's something we call it should come with costs. Now when I say it should come with costs, there's a difference between costs and loss. Costs and losses. So what do sika she bibim with the mentality says sa sika na wudi shemu no at the end of the day or say a yield results bia that moment sika na wudi shemu no it is your cost. Now when you want to revamp how gold is mined, you want to get a lot of revenue from gold that you to know Ghana. It's not just saying somebody gold board. No. So we be one okay say be a gold boarder. You need something we call a drastic action. You yourself, you need to feel the pain. Now, if you say gold board aboka, let's say it's also gold board aboka. Now, in the report, it shows clearly gold board technically were working for Bank of Ghana. If the Bank of Ghana had a problem with gold board, they would have stopped gold board from doing what? Buying gold for them. But the Bank of Ghana did not do that. The Bank of Ghana was still doing business with gold board. Because gold board can only be effective when they get money from the Bank of Ghana. Now, that report now, IMF Troy now, the NPP are rallying behind it. Sa report, the IMF was basically saying, you cannot come out with gold board and decide to make drastic decisions to bring in revenue without having costs involved. When you put together gold board, so what's the gold board? How is it going to be effective? Say gold board Jessica, Bank of Ghana, that's what I say, the drama Bank of Ghana. Anybody can do it. Send a PMMC and Baumia at the intina over $15 billion like gold board. It is because the cost involved to make sure you seal the loopholes for Bank of Ghana to understand and have confidence in you. It comes with a cost. It's a cost. Now, I'm sure the difference are what is making the NPP struggle to understand the report of the IMF. Now, when you take your time and ask yourself these two questions. The simplest way to understand it, costs. Like I said, cost. What you give up to achieve something. I will explain something to you. And like I said, loss. When what you get back is worthless than what you put in. In Tiagas will be a car. Meaning, say, or the Sika ko share you maybe, and or the 10 million ko share no, or we no, Sika about back near 1 million, waboka. Now, like I said, costa. Sika udisha bibim ana dia udisha bibimwa. At the end of the day, no, you achieve something bigger. Meaning, no matter how you look at it, you need to invest if you really want to make revenue. And it's a Bank of Ghana, any gold board. I catch up said the gold board technically they have made more money for Ghana, but NPP for said no. Gold board has made a loss because they are trying to put together costs and loss now. So I say yes, simple mawa. On say at a point in our life, not a team like Manchester City, no more winning trophies. A team like PSG, no more winning trophies. Why do you think today Manchester City is one of the biggest clubs in the world? Because Arab before the team, no, they told themselves, we want to be also seen as one of the greatest teams in the world. So what did they do? They had to put money. So they had a plan. But before that plan can work, we need an expensive coach, Guardiola. We need expensive stadium. We need to put money in and do what? Rebrand the team. We have to make sure every player we buy is an expensive player. What Man City management did was that they knew to be part of one of the greatest teams in the world, to win Champions League, to win World Club Championship, to be recognized, it comes with a cost. It comes at a cost. Without you putting in, because their target was that they wanted to win the Champions League. Their target was that they wanted to be counted as one of the greatest teams around. Their plan was that they wanted to have a good coach. Now, it comes with a cost. Even though at the end of the day, say cost, say, idea, say, the results be, then that cost can never be a loss. Now, Manchester City, etamusika, and on the share, a team. The idea was that today's cost should yield something better. Now, we are talking about Manchester City from nowhere has become one of the greatest teams in the world. Now, how many Champions League the Manchester City have? So many of them. Do you know how much money they got from it? How many Club World Championships the Manchester City have? So many of them. Do you know how much money they made from it? Today, you cannot poach a Manchester City player because you need billions. Now, the cost they put in building the team, has it become a loss or it has become what we call something positive? At that moment when they were putting the money in, it was a cost. Now, Manchester City have made so much money that some of the 5 billion Shema today, the end game is that they have made 20 billion. Are you going to say, when they were spending, when the cost was going on, you are going to say they made losses? They didn't make any loss. So when you want to change something, you need to understand, a cost need to happen. And that cost is not a loss. And then as Sami Jemfini Bank of Ghana explaining, IMF for Ghana for Ghana to bring in gold board, for gold board to make a difference, we need a cost. It comes with a cost. It comes with technology. It comes with, so the gold buying, Bank of Ghana giving gold board money to go into the system. It's not just going to work in the system and buying gold. You need to make sure, nobody can steal gold from Ghana. You need to make sure the smuggling stops. You need to make sure every gold that you are buying is legitimately mined. You need to make sure the system, people are doing the right thing. It comes at a cost. Why didn't PMMC do it? Because they didn't have the mind. And so because you say, gold board, Aboka 1.7 billion. Sami Jefibekacho said, no, that was a cost. It's administrative cost. Meaning, you will need that to get to the $15 billion. There's nowhere that anybody can sit, any economist can sit and say, gold board has made losses.
A kind of fast school, I've been making and go for no. It's a winnie and so catch it. The booming some man with my dankasa. When I vim lady to be an again a kitchen blog and a day I vim for now. Who vim ladies, handsome will wait me him. The kind of journalism not Kevin Telayan, who bet me.